Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This article is from SputnikNews.com. It is entitled, Iran would never get nukes on my watch. Biden says as he vows ironclad commitment to Israel. We know that Iran has been, their top general was attacked in a missile attack by the United States Army last year, Qasem Soleimani. Okay, we know that Israel is constantly attacking their nuclear facilities. And the question is, why does the United States of America and the government of the Israelis don't want Iran to have nuclear missiles? The answer is obvious, because if Iran has nuclear missiles, they'll be able to pose a threat to the American government and also the Iranian government, because Iran is one of the very few countries that rebel against this superpower that is America and the power structure of this kingdom, which is NATO and the EU. Okay? So I'll just read a little bit. It says, U.S. President Joe Biden made it clear that he is not going to tolerate Iran implementing its nuclear program. What I can say to you is that Iran will never get a nuclear weapon on my watch, POTUS said during a meeting with outgoing Israeli President Reuven Rivlin in Washington on Monday. Okay? So let's get these scriptures, man. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. It says, I started verse 5. It says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. How ye, for the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty. All right? And it's talking about the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? And like it says in Revelation, the 9th chapter, 200,000, which that's 200 million. 200 million warheads from those nuclear missiles, because each nuclear missile is capable of having multiple warheads. All right? And like the scriptures say, they're going to be shot into the ends of the earth. All right? And it's going to come from a far country. All right? You know that according to prophecy, there's going to be the assembly of nations rising up against the current kingdom that's in power, which is Babylon the Great. And the focal point of that kingdom is the land of America, because America is Babylon the Great. Okay? And Iran, they play a heavy role in the destruction of Babylon the Great, because you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, it tells you that Iran is going to team up with Russia and various other countries like Libya, and they're gonna all be sending their armies down to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, which is the valley Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the Most High's decision. That's where that's gonna be the hot point of the Third World War. All right. Meanwhile, these countries, they're gonna fire their nukes on various different parts of the world. U.S. is gonna fire their nukes on different parts of the world, and Iran, Russia, North Korea, China, they're gonna shoot their nuclear missiles to destroy this land, and also the land of Israel. Okay. So that was it on that. Let's get it. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. It says, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, they have taken against Edom and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman, which Edom is the Edomites. Who are the Edomites today? They call themselves white, and they call themselves Caucasians, which there is no such nation according to the Bible. All right? Nobody's white You have people that are different shades of brown. That's the 17 nations. And then you have the Edomites, which is different shades of red. Okay? Because the word Edom means red, and we know that they're descendants of Esau. Esau, he came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they derive from a bloody color red to a light pinkish red. And that's your so-called white people. Okay? And because when they stand in the sun for a long time, they turn red. All right, their blood shows forth through their skin because they have translucent skin, because they don't have melanin, because they was born with leprosy. You're natural born leopards. All right. And it also says, I'm going to read it again. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Teman, which is also Edomites, one of the tribes of Edom, all right? Commonly known as who? The so-called Germans, because they were responsible for creating those nukes, them German scientists. That's why scriptures say that Teman are the wise men of Teman, because the Temanites were the wisest tribe in Edom. Okay? It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Yeah, and that's talking about the land of Israel, the people that rule Israel today. And who's running Israel? Them Israelis, man. Okay, them big nose people. All right? Which they don't belong there, because that land belongs to the true Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? And that land has been defiled by the Edomites through them breaking the law, such commandments in that land. Having sodomite parades and all types of madness going on over there. Okay, so that land got to be cleansed, and it's going to be cleansed through fire. Because that land's going to be made a desolation in World War III. All right, you can read about that in Ezekiel 39th chapter. The scripture says it's going to be a great shaking in the land of Israel. Okay, and them Israelis, they're going to draw out they're going to draw out the U.S. military, which is one of their main allies, to fight against their enemies, man. And that's going to lead to, that's all going to happen during World War III. Okay? I'm going to get one more scripture and I'm going to close this out. This is just a news update. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 4. A fire is sent before you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot with a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. Who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? All right? So no man can turn again the arrow that is shot with strong archer. All right, because this is the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai. The Most High declared the end from the beginning. This is all prophecy, biblical prophecy. And the Most High said what? His word shall not return unto him void. And his word is the scriptures. These prophecies in the scriptures is coming to pass. All right, and the arrow is symbolic for what? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, because the prophets that saw these visions of nuclear missiles, such as who you're reading right here, Ezra's, Jeremiah, Joel, they described them as, the best way they could. It was a metaphor for the nuclear missiles, whatever they could compare it to. They compared the missiles to horsemen, to stars, to arrows, just to name a few. Okay, but it's all symbolic for the nuclear missiles, man. All right. Yeah, so this is all prophecy, man. The scriptures tell you the day of the Lord, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Okay? It's going to be a day of destruction. All right? And that's what all these events, these accounts in the news is leading up to, man. It's the build up before shit hits the fan. All right? So I'll close here, and I pray and hope that y'all appreciate this lesson and was edified. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.